Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a book haul for y'all today. And because I'm bad at summarizing a book that I haven't read yet, I will read the synopsis to y'all. The first book is A Killing at Cotton Hill by Terry Shames. The chief of police of Jarrett Creek, Texas doubles as the town drunk. So when Dorley Projetter is murdered, her old friend and former police chief Samuel Craddock steps in. He discovers that a lot of people may have had it in for Dora Lee. The conniving rascals on the farm next door, her estranged daughter, and her living grandson. And then there's that stranger Dora Lee claimed was spying on her. As Craddock digs to find the identity of the killer, the human foibles of the town residents, their pettiness and generosity, their secret vices and true virtues are also revealed. The next book is Under a Dark Sky by Lori Rader Day. Since her husband died, Eden Wallace's life has diminished down to a tiny pinprick, like a far off star in the night sky. She doesn't work, has given up on her love of photography, and is also plagued by night terrors that she can't sleep without the lights on. Everyone, including her family, has grown weary of her grief, so when she finds paperwork in her husband's effects indicating that he reserved a week under the stars in a dark sky park, she goes. She's ready to shed her fear and return to the living, even if it means facing her paralyzing phobia of the dark. But when she arrives at the park, the guest suite she thought was a private retreat is teeming with a group of 20-somethings, all stuck in the orbit of their old college friendships. Horrified that her getaway has been taken over, Eden decides to head home the next day. But then a scream wakes the house in the middle of the night. One of the friends has been murdered. Now everyone, including Eden, is a suspect. Everyone is keeping secrets, but only one is a murderer. As mishaps continue to befall the group, Eden must make sense of the chaos and lies to evade a ruthless killer, and she'll have to do it before dark falls. The next book is Feel My Pain by K.A. Marican. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that last name. This book is about Zane. I will burn your life to the ground. Roach. I am a cockroach. I'll survive. 2 years ago, the Rabid Hyenas MC ripped Zane apart like a pack of starving wolves. But he's not only a survivor. He took revenge that same night. Turns out, one of the bikers is still alive, and as long as that's the case, Zane will not know peace. Especially since Roach is the dirtbag who caused all the mayhem in the first place. When an act of revenge meant to close that chapter of Zane's life takes a shocking turn, all hell breaks loose. Roach's pain is his. When Roach bleeds, he does. When Zane suffers, Roach screams. So until Zane can figure out how to lift the curse and kill Roach, he's stuck caring for the dumbass who drinks too much, works like a dog, and hasn't moved on an inch since his last motorcycle club. But Roach has other plans for the man twisting his miserable life around. For him, Zane is hope, lust, and love combined. So Roach will gladly stay bound to him forever, even if it kills them. And for possible spoilers, is themes of enemies to lovers, forced proximity, magical bond, revenge, poverty, disability, small town vulnerability, versatile lovers. As a warning, this story contains scenes of violence, offensive language, and morally ambiguous characters, as well as sensitive topics of child abuse, addiction, and suicide. The next book is The Cartographers by Ping Shepard. What is the purpose of a map? Neil Young's whole life and greatest passion is cartography. Her father, Dr. Daniel Young, is a legend in the field and Neil's personal hero. But she hasn't seen or spoken to him ever since he cruelly fired her and destroyed her reputation after an argument over an old, cheap gas station highway map. But when Dr. Young is found dead in his office at the New York Public Library with the very same seemingly worthless map hidden in his desk, Neil can't resist investigating. To her surprise, she soon discovers that the map is incredibly valuable and exceedingly rare. In fact, she may now have the only copy left in existence, because a mysterious collector has been hunting down and destroying every last one, along with everyone who gets in the way. But why? To answer that question, Neil embarks on a dangerous journey to reveal a dark family secret and discovers the true power that lies in maps. The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. Some crimes come back to haunt you. A true crime blogger gets more than she bargained for while interviewing the woman acquitted of 2 cold case slayings in the chilling new novel from the best-selling author of The Sundown Motel. In 1977, Claire Lake, Oregon, was shaken by the Lady Killer murders. 2 men seemingly randomly were murdered with the same gun with strange notes left behind. Beth Greer was the perfect suspect, a rich, eccentric 23-year-old woman seen fleeing from one of the crime scenes. But she was acquitted, and she retreated to the isolation of her mansion. Oregon, 2017. Shay Collins is a receptionist, but by night she runs a true crime website, The Book of Cold Cases. A passion fueled by the attempted abduction she escaped as a child. When she meets Beth by chance, Shay asks her for an interview. To Shay's surprise, Beth says yes. They meet regularly at Beth's mansion. Though Shay is never comfortable there, items move when she's not looking, and she could swear she's seen a girl outside the window. The allure of learning the truth about the case from the smart, charming Beth is too much to resist. But even as they get closer, Shay senses something isn't right. Is she making friends with a manipulative murderer? Or are there other dangers lurking in the darkness of the Greer house? True Biz by Sarah Novick. True Biz. The students at the River Valley School up for the Deaf just want to hook up, pass their history finals, and have politicians, doctors, and their parents stop telling them what to do with their bodies. This This revelatory novel plunges readers into the halls of a residential school for the deaf, where they'll meet Charlie, a rebellious transfer student who's never met another deaf person before. Austin, the school's golden boy, whose world is rocked when his baby sister is born hearing. In February, the headmistress, who is fighting to keep her school open and her marriage intact, but might not be able to do both, as a series of crises, both personal and political, threatens to unravel each of them. Charlie, Austin, and February find their lives inextricable from one another's and changed forever. This is a story of sign language and lip reading, disability and civil rights, isolation and injustice, for love and loss, and above all, a great persistence, daring and joy, absorbing and reassured, idiosyncratic and relatable. This is an unforgettable journey into the deaf community and a universal celebration of human connection. The Maid by Nita Prose. Molly Gray is not like anyone else. She struggles with social skills and misreads the intentions of others. Her gran used to interpret the world for her, codifying it into simple rules that Molly could live by. Since Gran died a few months ago, a 25-year-old Molly has been navigating life's complexities all her life. No matter, she throws herself with gusto into her work as a hotel maid. Her unique character, along with her obsessive love for cleaning and proper etiquette, makes her an ideal fit for the job. She delights in donning her crisp uniform each morning, stocking her cart with miniature soaps and bottles, and returning guests' rooms at the Regency Grand Hotel to the state of perfection. But Molly's orderly life is upended the day she enters the suite of the infamous and wealthy Charles Black, only to find it in a state of disarray, and Mr. Black himself dead in his bed. Before she knows what's happening, Molly's unusual demeanor has the police targeting her. As the lead suspect, she quickly finds herself caught in a web of deception, one she has no idea how to untangle. Unfortunately for Molly, friends she never knew she had unite with her in search for clues to what really happened to Mr. Black. But will they be able to find the real killer before it's too late? Bittersweet by Susan Cain. Bittersweetness is a tendency to states of longing, poignancy, and sorrow, an acute awareness of passing time, and a curiously piercing joy at the beauty of the world. It recognizes that light and dark, birth and death, bitter and sweet, are forever paired. If you've ever wondered why you like sad music, if you find comfort or inspiration in a rainy day, if you react intensely to music, art, nature, and beauty, then you probably identify with the bittersweet state of mind. With quiet, Susan Cain urged our society to cultivate space for the undervalued, indispensable introverts among us, thereby revealing an untapped power hidden in plain sight. Now she employs the same mix of research, storytelling, and memoir to explore why we experience sorrow and longing, and how embracing the bittersweetness at the heart of life is the true path to creativity, connection, and transcendence. Cain shows how a bittersweet state of mind is the quiet force that helps us transcend our personal and collective pain. If we don't acknowledge our own heartache, she says, we can end up inflicting it on others via abuse, domination, or neglect. But if we realize that all humans know or will know loss and suffering, we can turn toward one another. That's it for today, guys. Thank y'all for watching. This is going to be my last book haul for the next few months at least, because I will be out of town working. But I will have more videos to come and other book hauls later in the year. Thanks y'all for watching.